What's up, folks? Your buddy Fatalroadie. Tonight we're going to do a Raw recap. We start off with a recap of the main event of Summerslam. Then Seth Rollins comes out. He talks about his Summerslam match. Then the OC come out. AJ congratulates Seth Rollins and says, now you got to worry about me. Styles challenges Rollins, to which Seth says that he had respect for AJ and he accepts the challenge. So that match is for later on tonight. After a backstage encounter, we have our first match, Samoa Joe versus Sami Zayn. This is pretty much a quick match. Samoa Joe hit the coquina clutch and night Sami Zayn. Samoa Joe gets on the microphone. He says that he forgave Roman Reigns for his accusations, but he does not forgive anybody else. Then we got The Miz versus Dolph Ziggler. Ziggler comes out in street clothes, says he's not medically cleared to wrestle. He catches The Miz off guard, beats him down. Now we have our match. This is an okay match. It was a good bit of action. Dolph Ziggler taps out to The Miz's figure 4. As The Miz is walking back up the ramp, Dolph Ziggler pulls the same thing as he did last night, goads The Miz back into the ring. Ziggler eats a skull-crushing finale, and The Miz walks off. So I guess that's going to be Dolph Ziggler's thing now. Then we got Elias in the ring, wasting time as usual. He's interrupted by Ricochet, which brings us to our next match, Ricochet versus Elias. This is a filler match. Ricochet pins Elias, who clearly has his shoulder up. All the other times, another referee comes running in and says, oh, nope, that's wrong. We got to restart the match. This time, we don't do it. Alright, well, I guess consistency is the best thing WWE is known for. Then we have Rey Mysterio versus Andrade in a 2 out of 3 falls match. The first fall, Zelina Vega distracts Rey Mysterio, allowing Andrade to catch the pin. Second fall starts. That was awesome. It was really good, a lot of action. Andrade got the hammerlock DDT and sweeps the match. I was actually surprised at this. Normally when we have 2 out of 3 falls match, we always go to the third fall because one person wins the other one, the other person wins the other one, and then the third and deciding fall of the match. No, it's actually quite refreshing to see 2 matches, or 2, let me rephrase that, 2 falls swept by the same person. So, good match. I liked it. Then we have an interview with Stone Cold Steve Austin. They're talking about Seth Rollins and his SummerSlam match. This is basically all just boiling down to a commercial for Stone Cold Steve Austin's new show. Then we have Drew McIntyre versus Cedric Alexander. Again, albeit this was a rather impressive match. Drew McIntyre did win with the Claymore kick. Can we please move him on to something else? Because, okay, getting old, as usual. Then go to another filler match. Robert Roode versus No Way Jose. During the match, we're waiting on an interview with Paul Heyman. Quick match, Robert Roode won with the glorious DDT. And then in the interview, Paul Heyman says that the WWE decrees that Brock Lesnar will not be getting any more rematches. Good, glad. Let's move on. Anyways, we then have the Revival versus the Lucha House Party again. Thankfully, this is interrupted by R-Truth. There's a big fight that goes out on ringside. Both Revival pin R-Truth to become co-champions. But then R-Truth regains his title back. He runs off into the backstage area where he's El Kabonged by Elias, who pins him and is now the new 24/7 champion. We then have Natalya coming out with her arm in a sling. She talks about the SummerSlam match and vows that she will be facing Becky Lynch again. She starts talking about her father, Jim Neidhart, when she's interrupted by Sasha Banks. What? Yep, she's back now. She gets in the ring, she hugs Natalya, says a couple things, pointing up, I'm guessing she's talking about Neidhart, goes to grab a microphone, and then attacks Natalya. As she's beating her down, Becky Lynch comes running out. They fight, Sasha Banks lays out Lynch, grabs a chair, smashes her a couple of times, and walks back up the ramp. Then we got the Viking Raiders versus a bunch of jobbers. Guess who won? Then we have Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross versus the Kabuki Warriors for the Women's Tag Championships. I did notice that there are no side plates on the tag belts. I'm not sure if the WWE is planning on keeping them on Bliss and Cross long. I don't know. But that being said, this was actually a decent match. The Kabuki Warriors having a good show of it. Io Shirai ended up being a swinging neck breaker and a twisted Bliss. And Cross and Bliss retained their titles. We then come to our main event, Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles, who's flanked by the Club. This was a decent match. Shocker though, the Club got involved. They attacked Seth Rollins, causing disqualification. As the beatdown starts, Ricochet comes out for the save, but ends up getting beat down as well. Braun Strowman comes out, he cleans house, goes out to the timekeeper, grabs the belt, and hands it to Seth Rollins. And Rollins, Ricochet, and Strowman stand tall as we end tonight's Raw. In a couple segments during the night also, they did announce that next week we'll be having the King of the Ring tournament. 8 people from SmackDown, 8 people from Raw. This is almost sounding kind of like the best in the world bullshit that we did. Hopefully we're not going to be going with that anymore. But it'll be interesting to see that tournament come back. In all, this was a decent Raw. There were a couple of matches that were but in a total, it was good. I liked it. So we're going to have to see what the fallout is on SmackDown and go from there. But that'll do it for this episode of Raw Recap. I'll be back tomorrow for the SmackDown review. Leave a comment down below what you thought of tonight's Raw, what you thought of this video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share and subscribe. I've been Fatalroadie. You've been awesome. Thank you very much for watching. And remember, if it's too loud, you're too old. See ya.